God bless you. You are phenomenal. We got Matt. Matt, how you doing, brother? What's up? What do you got in your mind, my man?
Well, I'm doing pretty well. Glad to be here. As you already know, been wanting to discuss the papacy with Chalcedon.
Yeah, man, you're gonna become
Specifically,
Catholic, right?
I don't know about that, but a
Well,
couple
what
of
are
the
what
couple.
are you then, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm Reformed.
What does that mean?
I hold to like the historic Protestant confessions.
I see. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So with Chalcedon, the way I see it, we could break it down into like a couple subpoints and then take them in order or whichever way you want to go. It could be things like who presided at the council, the treatment of Dioscorus in reference to the directions of the papal legates, Canon 28, of course, the infamous Canon 28. Those are three ways to go. I guess we could start with who presided at the council. I think that's a good way to start, and then go from there.
I'm not really. I don't think there's much beef. Let's just go straight into Canon 28, man.
Yeah.
You sure? Yeah. I mean, do you think a council,
No,
an ecumenical
because
council, can be
I
valid
know.
if the Bishop of Rome does not preside over it?
No, most definitely not. But he can send a legate, or he
Right.
can
Well,
have
at
a
the
representative.
At
Hold
Chalcedon,
on,
it was
brother. But
the
hold on. Wait, Matt. You
well,
gotta
hold on,
let
hold on.
James. You gotta
Of
no,
course,
brother. You
but
gotta let James answer because James
I
is in the
started with
middle of
who presided
responding.
over the council.
Right,
Who
right. But
presided over it?
hold on. James is in the middle of answering, and you're cutting him off. You gotta allow him to answer. If we're
Well,
gonna
he
have a
wanted to jump to
conversation,
Canon 28, and we can do Canon 28, but I wanted to talk about who presided over first and then move to Canon 28, if
all
he's
right.
okay.
Let me say it for the third time. You gotta allow him to answer you. You can't cut him off.
That's fine.
A dialogue, you gotta allow him to answer you. Don't cut him off, brother. If you want a fruitful dialogue, don't cut him off. Go ahead, James. Go
All
ahead,
right.
James.
Go ahead, James.
No, I'm actually okay with talking about Canon 28, brother. I actually don't mind. We can talk about Canon 28. I don't care about who presides at the moment. Why? Because knowing William, he's got a 2-hour max, and if we do five
Yeah, you know me, man. Yep.
miniature topics on Chalcedon, we'll be here for about 15 minutes each. So why don't you pick Canon 28? The
Yeah,
juicy
I got a
part.
2 hours, 10-minute max, and then my daughter will start throwing
All right.
tomatoes at me.
All
So
right.
go
What I was
for it.
going to say was that, I mean, your own canon law, Canon 338, says that the Bishop of Rome must preside, but that's not the case at Chalcedon. You can challenge that later, but if you want to do Canon 28, that's fine. We'll do Canon 28.
Sure.
The argument with Canon 28 is, of course, the reason why the legates objected to it was they believed that it contradicted Canon 6 of Nicaea, according to the text that they had of it, right? They believed that it was giving Constantinople too much authority over the sees of Alexandria and Antioch, when in reality, Alexandria should be second and Antioch third. The question really is not so. It's true that Pope Leo wrote a letter annulling it, and he even invokes Petrine authority to do it. The question is, how did the Chalcedonian bishops respond to that treatment? I would argue that they continue to uphold the authority of Canon 28, and I think there are primary sources contemporary from church history to demonstrate that, including the admissions of some of your own church historians like Father Price.
Sure. Okay. I mean, we can get into letter 104, 105, but I'm sure you know what that's gonna say, right? So let me just put it for everyone to see. I don't mind.
Sure.
Put up my slides, William.
This guy's got slides on everything in the world. There we go.
All right. So,
Good
but the
method.
bishop's assent. Now, this is from Colarafi's book in Butler's. I'm sure you're well aware. But the bishop's assent, which are opposed to the regulations of the holy canons composed in Nicaea in conjunct with your faithful grace, we do not recognize, and by the blessed apostle Peter's authority, we absolutely disannul in comprehensive terms in all ecclesiastical cases obeying these laws, which, like you said, 318 at the Nicaea, for the Pacific observance of all the priests in such sort that even if a greater number were to pass different decrees to theirs, whatever was opposed to their constitution would have to be held in no respect. Okay, so what's your issue on that? Let's just
Yeah,
start.
so the issue is that the See of Constantinople, excuse me, and generally the Church in the East continue to recognize and perform the functions given to them in Canon 28, which the specific issue was consecrating the metropolitans of Asia, Pontus, and Thrace. That's what the issue was.
Mhm.
Even though Leo annulled it, the bishops of Constantinople continue to consecrate. Anatolius consecrated Maximus, Patriarch of Antioch, and Leo
Sure.
complains about it for the same reason. He says he's going against Canon 6 of Nicaea, but Anatolius does it anyway. And
Right, but
there's
the
your own
same
historian. Well,
Anatolius.
hold on. Let me finish here.
Okay, well, you're gonna
Liberatus of
one at
Carthage.
a time.
I'll quote you what Liberatus says. Liberatus of Carthage. He says,
Here.
and although this is chapter 13 of his work on the Nestorian and Eutychian controversies, Liberatus, he says, although the apostolic see still contradicts now what was confirmed by the synod under the patronage of the emperor, it remains the same. He's talking about Canon 28 there. And he's saying
Okay,
the East still recognizes this canon,
all right.
even though Rome didn't like it.
All right. Well, just so you know, we have attestations from the likes of, if we're going to play that game, Saint Methodius of Thessalonica, uh, 9th century, and it is not true, as this canon, canon 28 of Chalcedon, affirms that the Holy Fathers have accorded the primacy of honor to Old Rome because it was the capital of the empire. But it is from on high that it began. It is of grace divine that the primacy has derived its origin. It is because the degree of faith that Peter, the most exalted of the apostles, heard these words, the very mouth of our Lord, Peter, thou hast loved and feed my sheep. This is why he possesses among the hierarchs preeminent rank and the See of Rome. So, insofar as said all over the churches, the Pontiff of Rome has no need, right? No need to betake himself to all holy ecumenical councils, but without his participation manifested by the sending of some of his subordinates, Matt. Every
Yeah,
ecumenical
Pascasinus and
council.
Lucentius.
What'd you say, bro?
It was Pascasinus and Lucentius were Leo's legates, but none of the bishops at
and
Chalcedon did
it
not
is he.
believe. The bishops
Wait,
at
wait.
Chalcedon did
But
not
who's
believe that they
rendering?
needed the
Who
approval
does
of
the
Leo
rendering?
for the council to be valid.
Do you let me want to finish talking or no, bro?
I'm just saying, this doesn't answer what my argument was.
Who renders legal declaration? We're
I'm
talking
sorry?
about canon 28, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
The
so who
council,
renders
the Church of the
legal
East enforced it,
Bro,
even though Leo
do you know how
disapproved of
to
it. Your own historians,
do
contemporary
you know how
historians, say
to
that.
stop talking, bro? Like, let me finish and
I'm
then you can talk.
Matt, you
saying
got to
that
be
you're not.
respectful, Matt. You're
Right.
talking over him over and over, brother. You
I
got to be
haven't
respectful.
attacked him
Who
personally. I'm
renders?
saying that this
No,
doesn't
no,
address my
but
argument.
you don't have to attack him to lack respect. The fact that you're talking over him over and over, you're worse than Alonso was earlier. That is a form of disrespect. This is not even a conversation. If all you're going to be doing is talking over him, brother, I'll allow him to
None
speak
of
to
my
you.
points have been answered. That's the problem. But
Brother,
He's answering them all, brother. You're
the
just
thing is,
interrupting
you're
him.
not actually adding evidence.
I gave you Liberatus. I
No,
gave you
you
a
said
way closer to Chalcedon historian.
it
This is
really
someone
doesn't.
from the 9th century.
No. This is
Yes.
actually an attestation that trumps yours because you're in the 21st century. This is a 9th century.
The
Eastern
source I
thing.
cited was from way
Doesn't
earlier
matter.
than the
No.
9th century.
Hold on 1 second, bro.
Liberatus of Carthage.
We're gonna get there. 1 second. We're gonna get there. Okay. So as it was saying, who renders legal action according to even Anatolius? Now we established that Saint Methodius of Thessalonica says it is by the Pope of Rome legal action is rendered. Correct.
Methodius
Over the
says in the 9th
councils.
century.
Over the
Methodius
councils.
says that the bishops
I'm
at
asking you a
Chalcedon don't say that.
question. I'm asking you a question. Anatolius says that, by the way, and I'm
Are you
about to show
referring to
you.
the letter,
Uh,
the letter that he wrote to Leo?
No, let's read.
Where
Can I?
specifically?
Let's open the other slides.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Wait, we'll get to Saint Maximus after. Where is it?
Do you know
Okay.
what Charles Hephelus says about Anatolius?
Yes.
Okay.
Where is my Anatolius quote, man? There we go.
There it is.
Okay, you've read this, I'm assuming?
Yes, I believe. Is this the one where he's asking Leo to confirm it?
This is almost like he's apologizing as well. Shall we read it?
I'll tell you
William,
why this.
Can you read it?
Go ahead.
No, it
Go
works.
ahead and read it.
Yeah, it works. It works. William, do you want to read it, brother?
Yeah, definitely, brother. As there was no doubt that year that your holiness and your church possessed still higher honor, the synod willingly confirmed the canon of the 150 fathers that the Bishop of Constantinople should have the next rank after the most holy Roman see, since Constantinople is near Rome. And they further decreed that he should ordain the metropolitans of the provinces of Pontus, Asia, and Thrace, the bishops under them being ordained by their own metropolitans, a decree by which the See of Constantinople lost several rights of ordination, which it had exercised for 60 or 70 years. But when all things were going well, and were joyfully concluding, the most pious bishops, Pascasis and Lucentius, and the most reverend presbyter Boniface, who had been informed by us about the same matter, not knowing the intention of your holiness, which you have towards the holiest church of Constantinople, after the sacred synod had signed, and by subscription confirmed this decree, scorn the synod, and without cause throw the assembly into confusion, setting this see at naught, and bringing much occasion of insolence on me and on this most holy church of Constantinople. Moreover, these decrees have been drawn up in accordance with the will of our most pious emperors, the most magnificent and glorious judges of the council, assisting by pronouncing the definition of the holy synod to be secure. God is witness that we, on our part, both before and after their arrival, were careful in all things which pertain to your glory and honor. And this being clear, it is also evident that similar honor and reverence was accorded to them. And in accordance with your dignity, the Sacred Synod has remitted this decree to your holiness, that we may attain approval and confirmation from you. And we implore you, O most holy one, that this may be effected by you, for the throne of Constantinople has your apostolic throne as its father. By the way, as you may know or may not know, the Reverend Dr. Price is my friend, and he basically says in a show that we did that they're basically begging. Those are the words of Father Price.
He also said in an interview.
Matt Hedges knows Price better.
No, don't cut me off. I started first.
Go ahead.
In the interview that you had with him, William, on September 11, 2021, it was asked Dr. Price, why did the bishops at Chalcedon feel a need to examine Theodoret if he had already been reinstated by Leo? Price answered him and said it's because the bishops didn't recognize Roman jurisdiction.
Right, and that contradicts what he says in his own book. But I know, Matt. I was there in the show, Matt. I was there in the show.
I have what he said.
But if you're going to follow what Father Price says there, he affirms over and over that papal infallibility was followed. So he contradicts himself there in other clips and in other shows that we've done. So which Father Price is right? I'll take the Father Price from his own published works. Right, Father Price from his own published works.
I have those right here.
But hold on, answer what James just showed you. In the quote, answer what he just showed you, brother. In the quote, answer what he just showed you.
So as Charles Heffel points out, do you want an answer or not? Do you want an answer or not?
Answer, brother. Answer James' question to you.
That's what he's trying to do, and he keeps interrupting.
He doesn't even know
As Charles Heffel says, when he's talking about this letter of Anatolius, this was said when the Emperor Marcion was putting pressure on them to resolve the situation quickly. If you look at what happened immediately after Chalcedon, Anatolius goes back and he does exactly what Canon 28 gives him to do. He consecrates Maximus as the Patriarch of Antioch. Liberatus says that the East continue to recognize this canon. He is a historian of the West that's saying that. Charles Heffel says this.
I mean, I don't think that you're answering him at all, though.
Okay, but so why is it that the successor of Anatolius says the same thing as he does? Macedonius declared when desired the Emperor Anastasius.
Gennadius was his successor.
I'm speaking. Do you have a problem? Listen.
Gennadius was his successor.
Listen, stop talking.
Stop interrupting, brother.
All right. Macedonius declared, when desired by Emperor Anastasius, to condemn the Council of Chalcedon, that such step with an ecumenical synod presided over the Pope of Rome is impossible. Why are you making an inference? And you're not taking Hefele in the right view, but that's fine. I'm going to read Chadwick to you in a moment. Why are you saying something apart from both Anatolius and Macedonius? Just curious. Go ahead.
Yeah, with
short
regard
answer,
to
please.
the successors to Anatolius, Gennadius, Zacharias, the Monophysite historian,
I'm well aware
that Timothy Ilerus came and asked Gennadius about this canon, and Timothy Ilerus recognized that it made Constantinople second place, even though Leo had annulled it, like you said. It was still in force after Anatolius. What my point is that the East recognized this canon, even though it had been annulled. That refutes you.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
really doesn't.
Can the Pope annul canons?
100%.
Okay. Clearly, the East did not believe that because they continued
Just
consecrating
because they didn't.
Just because
it doesn't matter.
See, it does matter. It absolutely
matters. No, it doesn't, brother. Stop interrupting when he's talking, brother, because it doesn't. If they abuse, one thing is if they abuse, but the fact that they are asking the Pope himself to pass it shows you that they recognize themselves as subordinates. Whether or not they break the rules or not is another thing, my friend.
Right.
And you're not listening to what James is saying. You're not listening to what he's saying.
And they continue. Pope Leo said no, and they continue to enforce.
So do they hearken to customs of the 318? Let's start there.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course, but the text of Canon 6 that the legates had was an interpolation.
Okay, this guy doesn't want to let you speak. He doesn't want to let you speak, man. I don't understand, man. This is unable. You're unable to have a fruitful conversation with him. I don't think he's here in good faith, brother. It's up to you if you want to continue speaking to him. All he wants to do is interrupt and argue. He feels threatened, so all he's doing is interrupting and arguing with you. Do you want to continue with him, or what do you? I'll leave it.
I don't mind. I'm waiting. I'll see if he'll let me speak. Right.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. So are you aware of the Council of Antioch 324, 325? Do you understand why they're hearkening to the 318 in these letters?
Yes.
Okay, so what occurs in the Council of Alexandria and Antioch between 324 and 325?
Are you talking about the Synod of Antioch where they get the canon?
Synods.
Yes.
And
Yeah, so in that
Kyra
council,
that turned into Bithynia, right? The 318.
right,
Go
in
ahead.
that council in Canon 9, it says that the ecclesiastical hierarchy follows the civil hierarchy. That was why Rome was the first see, because
Okay.
it's the imperial city. That's the
Okay.
text of Canon 28, by the way.
Okay. Can you tell me why we have this preserved in the Syriac? And it says this is of Hosius, who is the legate of Sylvester, according to yes, he is. You want to prove it?
Leo
He's
Donald
not.
Davis says you're wrong, and he's a Catholic priest. Leo
Henry
Davis says you're
Chadwick.
wrong.
Henry Chadwick says I'm right.
Yeah,
You
there's
can't
most
appeal
historians
to
agree that Hosius
Hold
was
on.
not.
Can
But I'm
you?
talking
Can
about
you?
Chalcedon.
Wait.
You're moving the
No,
goalpost.
I said it harkens to the 318, doesn't it?
Yes, that was the
Okay, so
argument
let's
that Rome
read it. Let's
used
read the
against.
quote. Let's read the quote. I'll read the quote. When I came to the church of the Antiochians, and I saw the church greatly disturbed by terrors through the teachings and dissensions of some, I decided that this should not be cast out and removed by my authority alone, but that I ought to call in our friends and colleagues from the neighborhood. Now watch what Henry Chadwick says. The presiding bishop of Hosius, that is, had wondered whether or not to deal with the crisis in his own initiative and personal authority. Wait, hold on. How can a Spaniard bishop have his own authority over two synods between the year 324 and 325? If you're going to hearken to a scholar and not give me a sensible answer, I'm going to continue reading Henry Chadwick. Now let's read. To identify him with a small town Isaurian bishop of no personal eminence is to strain credulity to breaking point. That's what you're doing right now. You're straining credulity. Moreover, though the eminence is to strain, though the main part of the synodal letter is written in the name of all the bishops as a corporate statement in the first person plural, the opening introduction explaining the genesis of the synod is written in the first person singular. Can you tell me why a Spaniard bishop, and if your paradigm is right, then you should be able to tell me why a Spaniard bishop can go into Antioch and tell them what to do, and go into Alexandria and tell them what to do? Go ahead. And please don't straw me again.
We're talking about Chalcedon, and you completely
Right. No. We're seeing if the statement of the 318 is fair.
Come on.
No.
You want an answer?
William, can we hold him to my question?
Yeah, you got to answer, Matt. You got to answer the direct question, brother. Matt. You can't answer a question with a question. You got to answer his question, Matt.
I asked my question first, and he completely went off topic.
You got to answer it. He did answer you. He answered you, brother.
No, he didn't. Did the East continue to observe Canon 28? If they did, the papacy is
Even
wrong.
if they had not, and they erred in that, it proves nothing. You have to prove the history. No.
Yes, it does.
Okay,
what are you talking about, man? Hold on, Matt. You're saying that because there are some Easterners that abuse, some Easterners that go against what they ask for permission of. You're saying that disproves the papacy? Literally, they're going against their own councils and their own canons, man. How does that disprove the papacy, Matt? Matt, you got to be better, Matt. This is bad, brother. This is bad, brother. This is pretty bad, Matt. It's pretty bad. Of course, the very fact that they're asking Leo, Matt, the fact that they're asking Leo shows they're subordinate, brother. They're asking him. It shows they're subordinate. And what is Leo's response? Leo's response is to hammer them down and say his office is divine. They're not given that permission. Leo's response indicates papal supremacy, Matt. I don't know why you're trying to use Chalcedon. I know exactly about the East, and I know that just like at Florence and in many other areas, I know that there are abuses. But I know that they're clearly going against their own canons. They're going against their own councils. What does that prove, Matt? If they're going against their own canons and their own councils, Matt, what does that say? What does it say if they're going against their own canons and councils? Matt, you're not looking good here. You're saying, okay, they asked Rome because they were subordinate, so they asked Rome for permission. Rome denied it, and they abused by going against Rome. But the very fact that they asked Rome for permission shows they're subordinate. Did Pope Leo ask them for permission? Come on, Matt. You got to be better than this, Matt. You got to be better, brother.
Not to mention,
You're not answering my
Not to
question.
mention,
You're not
William,
answering
in
anything.
his answer to Canon 28 in letter 105, he indeed hearkens to Nicaea. Here's the funny part about that. Look, in all ecclesiastical cases, obeying those laws which the Holy Ghost set forth by the 318 bishops. This is a hearkening to Nicaea, right, William?
Yes, of course.
It is
Okay.
100%.
That's
Okay,
just not
that's
the
nice.
point.
What is the Synod of Antioch pivotal to the Council of Nicaea? Yes or no?
You're not answering my
Answer-
question.
Answer the
No,
question,
answer
Matt.
the
No, you're
Answer
not
it.
answering. You're getting completely
Answer
off
the
topic.
question, Matt.
Did
Answer
the
it, brother.
patriarchs of the East continue
Oh,
to
you
enforce
can't
Canon
answer.
28?
Okay, this
We
is-
just answered
They
you
didn't
5 times,
ask
Matt.
Leo- they
Over and
didn't ask-
over, we told you, over and over, Matt. You're not getting it. You're not getting it, Matt. Over and over, we
You're
told
not
you.
answering anything.
Oh, yes, we've answered you, but let me answer you again, Matt, because you seem to not understand. It seems to be difficult for you, Matt. So let me answer you again. For the 100th time, in the councils and the very canons, it shows their subordinationism. If they're asking the Pope for permission, he declines that particular permission, and they abuse, just like was done at Florence and at others. It doesn't prove anything for you other than they're going against the authority they recognize, which is above them. They recognize the authority above them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be asking for permission. And the Pope wouldn't be answering back and denying them that permission. We've answered that particular claim of yours 5 times already, Matt. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter if you like it. We've answered you. So now how about you answer what James is asking you? Can you do
They
that?
did not believe in Vatican I. They didn't believe it because they continue to enforce
So
it,
can you
and that has-
now
but
answer what James has asked you over and over?
When I came
They
in,
sure did believe in papal supremacy. I can
agreed
guarantee
to
you that. They believed in
William,
papal
William.
supremacy. So now I want you to answer James, brother.
We agreed
I'm
for
going to
the
hold
past
your
week
feet
to
to the
talk about
fire, brother.
Chalcedon.
I'm
We
going to
agreed to
hold
talk
your
about
feet to the
Chalcedon.
fire. Yes, let's read
We
Chalcedon.
agreed to talk about
Let's
Chalcedon.
read
No,
let's
wait,
read
wait,
what
wait.
Chalcedon says.
Chalcedon addresses the 318 in his rebuttal
He
to
doesn't want to
Canon
answer you, brother.
28 in this letter 105. He makes reference specifically to Canon 28 and the annulling of Canon 28. He actually speaks about it, right?
I know
And
it-
then
I know
he
what it
makes
says. I'm
reference.
just saying it doesn't
Hold
prove your
on.
point.
He leans his authority against that authority of Nicaea. Am I correct or not?
Yes, I'm aware that.
Okay,
Leo
can
made
we-
the
Oh,
claim.
there
I'm
you
aware
go.
that
Hold
he's-
on,
There you go.
recognized
Hold
it.
on. Can you please, William, put what I'm sending you? I want to see if he's going to deal with what Chadwick says in the messages.
Oh, he's going to deny it, brother. He'll
I
pick and
want to see
choose.
if he's going to deal
Okay,
with what
do you give
Chadwick
more
says.
He's going to
credence
pick and
Christ or
choose
Chadwick?
whatever he wants to, whatever
give
he thinks
more
is correct. He's going to
credence
pick
to
and
Christ or
choose.
I
But here
just
we
want
go.
to see if this is in
Christ, the guy that
Nicaea.
you
Here we
man.
go.
so much?
I just want
Here
to
we
see if
go.
it's in Nicaea, dude.
The presiding bishop of a gathering of such consequence that it could take upon itself to excommunicate 3 leading bishops for heresy, to say nothing of their breach of church order in communicating with persons excommunicate from Alexandria. A man to whom Eustathius could yield first place at an assembly held in his own church of Antioch must surely have been no mean personage. I don't understand I don't understand this, brother. Over and over, you've got papal supremacy at Chalcedon. Matt, you're reformed. You're reformed, Matt.
The Spaniard.
Matt, you're reformed, brother. You have no foothold in ancient history, brother. What are you even having this discussion, brother?
Matt,
Go ahead, James. Go ahead.
You're
Deal with
obfuscating. This is
deal with
This is,
Chadwick.
I'm disappointed.
I'm
I thought
just
you were gonna
saying,
actually answer the
did
evidence.
Leo
We're
is-
disappointed that you can't have a civil conversation, Matt. That's what we're disappointed with. You can't have a civil conversation, Matt.
I'm not
Answer
attacking you
James, brother.
personally. I'm
Brother,
not attacking you
answer
personally.
James, Matt. We're not attacking you either. Answer James, brother. Answer him.
He's
Can
not-
you
I asked the question
tell
first,
me
which is
why-
did the-
Oh,
No,
wow.
Can you tell
I don't
me
know. I don't get
why
this. I don't get it, man.
Chadwick
Yeah, you
is
keep
saying that a Spaniard walks into Alexandria and walks into Antioch, Saint Eustathius of Antioch, the patriarch of Antioch, and he. Sorry, what did you just do?
nothing. I'm just asking for
You should
answers
keep your mouth
about-
closed. You look
I'm
like a
asking for an
sickly
answer
fish.
about why the
Answer
East
the
continues to
question.
enforce
Answer
this
the
canon.
question. Answer the question. Why
You're
is
not-
there a
I asked you
random
question first, and you
Spaniard bishop?
completely went off topic.
No,
I came in and I said
he's
we'll discuss the
hearkening
canon
to
28.
Nicaea. I'm
You
talking
agreed to
about
discuss canon
Nicaea.
28.
Okay, we're gonna
You
make it real
agreed
simple.
to
Let's make it,
discuss canon
Matt.
28.
Let's make it real simple. This is Chalcedon. Everything has been in view of Chalcedon. Everything. Let's make it real simple. I'm gonna read this. Okay. I'm gonna read this. Okay. Let's make it real simple. After reading the foregoing epistle, the most reverend bishops cried out, "This is the faith of the fathers. This is the faith of the apostles. So we all believe. Does the Orthodox believe? Anathema to him who does not believe. Peter has spoken through Leo. So
Yeah.
taught the apostles. Piously and truly did Leo teach. So taught Cyril. Everlasting be the memory of Leo. Leo and Cyril taught the same thing. Anathema to him who does not believe. So let me read this one again. Peter has spoken through Leo. Can you affirm this teaching on the papacy in your Reformed tradition? You affirm Peter speaks through Leo?
As
through
they clarify that statement later in their
Matt,
letter.
I need you to answer me. Do you agree with this, that Peter has spoken through Leo?
You're talking.
Does
Okay,
Peter
a couple
speak to
things.
the papacy?
Two
Yes
things,
or no,
two
Matt?
things,
I'm not
two
going to
things.
let you beat around the bush. Does
No,
Peter
I'm
speak
not
through
going to
Leo?
let you corner me into this
Matt,
silly
answer me. Does Peter speak through Leo? Yes or no?
Leo's tome agrees with the confession.
Does
of
Peter
That's
speak
what
through Leo, Matt? Yes or
That's
no?
what it's talking about. Does
Does
Cyril
Peter
it's
speak through
talking
Leo?
about- okay. Do you agree with this?
Answer me now. I'm not going to answer anything else. Does Peter speak through Leo, Matt? Answer it now.
Do you know how the
Does
fathers of
Peter
Chalcedon- do you
speak
know
through
how the
Leo?
fathers of Chalcedon
Matt, I'm
explain
not
this
allowing
later
you. I'm not allowing you to run anymore.
It's because
Does
you know you can't
Peter
answer this.
speak
How
through
did the
Leo?
fathers at Chalcedon
Yes or no?
explain that statement later on?
This
They
is
said it's about the
embarrassing.
confession
Does
of Peter.
Peter speak through
It's
Leo?
about
Yes or no?
it's about
Does
the
Peter,
confession of
this is
Peter.
the final time I ask you. Does Peter speak through Leo? Do you agree with Chalcedon? Does Peter speak through Leo? Yes or no? Your final chance to answer.
It's about the confession.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. You can't answer yes or no. Matt, people cannot have a dialogue with you. You're filled with pride and arrogance. When you get pulverized, Matt, you run, brother. I am very disappointed in you, and I should have listened to Sam. You're prideful. You don't know your material.